Williams has gotten the most out of his team. This kid right here can flat out play.
Barry with a three.
Vintage Carolina. Power at the rim.
Driving in. May for the win. North Carolina.
So, Roy, there's so many for you to choose from. When I ask you this, what's your favorite March Madness moment that pops in your head?
Wow. Just making it, I guess, is the best one. But no, winning the 3 championships, there's no question about that.
And that is it. There is a new dean in college basketball. Carolina's the 2009 national champion. This year, the confetti is going to fall for North Carolina. They're not going to be denied this time.
Sean May in 05 saying on the Sunday between the games, I want to be the first guy to hug Coach Williams when he wins his first NCAA championship. That was a moment I'll never, ever forget. And then in 09, when all of a sudden we realized, and I'm putting the last 5 guys in, and the game's over, and they're substituting, and Tyler Hansbrough's right there in front of me. And, you know, that big hug that I got at that point. And it was different in Gonzaga. The thing that I'll always remember is that I started to jump around and hug everybody, and I realized I hadn't said anything to Mark Few. And I wanted to make sure, because in 05, everybody was jumping around. I had to chase Bruce Weber off the court to shake his hand. So I wanted to make sure in 17 that was what it was. But a lot of great moments.
You know, I'm thinking back to one where you didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
Take me back to the moment when Marcus Page hits the tying shot.
Yeah.
In terms of a great moment, even in that split second.
They're going to have to do something from the outside now. It's Page off balance. Puts it up. How did he do that?
He hit that shot, and I thought, oh, my gosh. I've never seen anybody make a shot like that. And, you know, then there's a timeout, so I got to think about the game and getting our defense set and thinking we didn't want Arch to go all the way and those kind of things. And then Chris pulls up. When he pulled up, I said, that's going in. Before the ball left his hand, I thought it was going in.
3 seconds at midcourt. Jenkins gives it to Jenkins for the championship. The national champions.
That was the, oh my gosh, did he just really make that shot? All right, to, oh my gosh, it's over. It's over, and there's nothing we can do.
The sudden sort of screeching halt of an ending leaves you almost speechless. What's that like when it just ends so abruptly?
That one's the most abrupt one I've ever been involved with on the biggest stage, so that's when it for sure. But the suddenness, the swiftness with which, bam, it is over. What do you say to your team at that moment? That's a feeling you don't want to have.
What's it like in the locker room, not just that time, but when you lose in the NCAA tournament?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's an emotional time. I'm very emotional. You know, it used to be the writers would make fun about, well, I wonder if we're going to see Roy cry today, that kind of thing. And nobody ever said that to my face, but I knew it was being said. But it's the same thing. You know, if you lose in a round of 16, it's not the same thing, a big picture, if you lose in a national championship game. But your time with those kids is done. And that, I think a huge, huge majority of the coaches, huge majority, that's what we truly love. And so that's over with, regardless of what stage of the tournament you lose. It really still hurts. And every team is special. And every team is going to give you memories that you'll have for the rest of your life, feelings that you're going to have. So again, it's not the biggest stage like the Villanova Chris Jenkins shot, but it still hurts. It still hurts.
What makes the NCAA tournament the best sporting event in the country?
The same thing that hurts the coaches so much is that it's one and done. That's the true one and done. You know, 1 year I was with Greg Popovich and Larry Brown, and they played in the NBA Finals, and they had both lost their first game in the NBA playoffs. I said, if you were in college, you would have gone home then. But I think that's the great, one of the greatest qualities that we have is that you're there and you got to play on game day. One game you play poorly like Virginia last year, and it's a killer to them. It really is. And I think you'll probably see some more of those. It's hard. 16 to beat 1 is really, really hard. But there are more players, more good players. There's more equality. That's going to happen again and again and again. But I think that is one of the biggest reasons I think it's the greatest tournament sporting event there is.